Hello, everyone. Hello and good evening. Just getting a little situated here. BA, hello. I'm so glad to see you here. Thank you for being here. Let's see. There we go. Mateo, hello. It's wonderful to see you too. Thank you for being here. Oh, fantastic to see you. If you would like to let us know how you're doing in the comments here, the Twitch comments will show up here on the stream. YouTube comments will not, but I'm still going to make sure that they get shared. So hello, I've got some water here. I've got some tea. I'm celebrating the fact that, I mean, it's still 80 degrees outside, but I'm also enjoying pretending that it's fall. So I have some nice cranberry tea in celebration of the fall. Oh, BA says, good evening. I'm well. I've been knee deep in Dan Brown's new novel that was released yesterday. So no writing for me tonight. That's fantastic. I didn't know he had a new novel out. That is amazing. I mean, I'm going to assume you've already started it and it's very good, but maybe that's a lot to assume. Love a good writing sprint. Yes, Mateo. Yeah, me too. Good. Yeah, if you want to let us know, come to New England. It's quite fallish here, says KT Epmeyer. Ooh, oh, it's called Secret of Secrets. Fantastic. Ah, well, welcome to the chat. I'm so excited you're all here. Yeah, I've been to New England a couple times during the fall. I was there, actually, I was in Vermont, but it was like 20 years ago, so I don't know if it counts, but it was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, right. What are folks working on tonight? Oh, 95 Fahrenheit. Oh, goodness. Yeah. That's significantly warmer than it is here, Mateo. That is quite significantly that's quite significantly warmer. I'm glad it's not that at least. It got up to like 80 today and it's supposed to do again so tomorrow, but let's see. Mateo says going to be working on Act 2 of my YA middle grade urban fantasy. I love to hear it. Good. Act 2. Oh my gosh, fantastic. Let's see. BA says it was fallish here until today. Yeah, we had a nice cool day yesterday and I got outside, which I was happy about, but yeah, little warm to pretend it's fall. It's supposed to be near 90 within the next week. Yeah, that's ours isn't quite that hot, but it is kind of hot here. Ooh, good. Jack Andrews says, getting so close to finishing another chapter in the novel. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. I know that you had been, I don't know if you'd call it like a hiatus. You'd kind of taken a break from it for a while. So I hope it feels really good to get back into the creative swing. That's great. Hello, Zira805. Hello. BA says, I want my 60s back. I know. I know. Uh, it will be soon enough. And then it will be even colder. And we'll be like, well, we'll still say I want my 60s back. Maybe even I want my 80s back, but we're not here to talk about weather. Hello. Oh, I haven't been around in a minute, but I've got time to work today. I love to hear it. 0805, fantastic. Don't mind the cold, hate the hot. Yes, Oh, I also noticed that my live stream says that this is currently Speculative Fiction Story Club Mechanopolis, which was the stream I did earlier today. If you were around for that, my friend Asa and I have been doing what we've been calling Speculative Fiction Story Club, where we read short stories out of a not short book. And today we read Mechanopolis, which is about a journey, a person's journey into a land that is entirely mechanized, and it does not go how you think it will go. And we had a great discussion today about what makes a utopia and what makes a dystopia and how they can overlap and, depending on your point of view, be very, very similar. So it was a great discussion. There should be a replay of that live video podcast stream over on YouTube. I don't know if yeah, I'm sure the VOD, the video on demand, will be on Twitch as well if you're interested in checking that out. And if you're not, that's also fine. So, yeah, we do them there's an exception coming up, but we do them every Wednesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central. So every Wednesday we do sci-fi, and then every Thursday we do my anthology is here. You can't see it, thankfully, but I've got this like huge pile of books. I've basically got a book fort built around me. We read a horror story on Thursday from the fantastic anthology, The Dark Descent. And so we're actually tomorrow at 2 p.m. We are looking at, this was my first time reading The Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. And there's a lot going on in that story. So if you want to hear me talk about that with my good friend Asa, swing by tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. So it's 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Yeah. And otherwise, the video replays should be here on my YouTube channel, and also potentially for a short while on my Twitch. So yeah, join us for those if you like. I say temporarily, or usually we do Wednesday and Thursday because this upcoming week, next week, we, due to a scheduling conflict, will be doing Monday and Tuesday instead. But yeah. Yeah, BA says, I heard this contrast on a podcast yesterday that explained the difference. Oh, between a utopia and a dystopia. Star Trek is a utopia. Star Wars is a dystopia, and it makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's really good. I hadn't heard that before. I'd always thought of Star Trek as utopic, utopia-like, but I hadn't thought of the I don't know, the dichotomy there with Star Wars. That's really, really delightful. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm trying to even think if we've even, I don't think that I've talked about utopia and dystopia stuff on the Right Now podcast before either. So maybe that'll be something interesting to talk about in the near future. Oh, yes, it is. Thank you. Jack Andrews says that's also a good analogy for science fiction versus science fantasy. It really is. It really is. Yeah. You guys are like on fire today. I love this. I'm learning so much today. Actually, kind of I don't know if I want to say, I will say, a humbling experience earlier today in our story club, because I came in not having fully like really understood the story, and kind of just like had my mind blown by what it turned out to really kind of be about. And so I'm just like, this is great. This is what I live for. I am learning so much today, and I am just absolutely here for it. So if you're just now joining us, hello, I am Sarah Ray Werner. I am a writer and a podcast producer living in the Midwestern United States. I am on Central Time, which gives me difficulty with math when relating certain things about live streams to you. Oh, I just realized I don't have my light on. Okay, that's a little bright, but that's fine. We'll get used to it, or I'll turn it down in a little bit. Let's see. 0805 says, I actually started a science fantasy project recently. Maybe I'll do that today. I would definitely encourage you to do that. I think that would be amazing. I am going to turn this light down. There we go. My gosh. Makes me look like I'm greasy person. Yeah, so I love that. Science fantasy. Jack Andrews, I know you've been working on a sci-fi novel. How about other folks? What are you working on? Mateo is working on Act 2 of the YA middle grade urban fantasy, which I love. Um, yeah, let us know. If you've never been, excuse me, if you've never been to one of these before, BA says I'm learning to write. And you're reading a good book, and reading is an essential part of writing. So, really, you're writing along with us, and that's wonderful. I do have a lot of Right Now podcast episodes about how important it is for us to read. So, it is. Okay, Jack says it's more of a sci-fi bordering on science fantasy. Okay, so you're kind of mixing that up there. I like it. Yeah, it's been a rough writing week for me. I'm just gonna hold up uh, my pile, as I will lovingly call it. Pile of paper is what I will lovingly call it. And yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough writing week this week. I've been, for some reason, extra distracted and distractible, and I don't know if I should blame that on myself or the world around me, or maybe a little bit of both. Um, but yeah, so what I've been doing is essentially, instead of forcing myself to write, I have been keeping a notebook open to jot down ideas and working on administrative stuff. So I do our bookkeeping, I do bill paying. I read the stories for Story Club for today and tomorrow. Um, just been doing a lot of administrative stuff, emails. Um, got some more comments coming in here, which I love. Love. Yeah, Mateo says it happens. Life is messy at the best of times. That is so true. KT Epmeyer says, or K Tepmeyer. Let me know if I'm saying your name wrong. Have been immersed in dystopia world with the latest Suzanne Collins book. Yes, the Hunger Games prequels, which I haven't read yet. I read the Hunger Games books, but I haven't read the new prequels. Inspired to try a hand, but trying to get going on a historical fiction story. Yes, the first one's correct. Okay, KT Epmeyer. Yeah, there's so much distraction in the world right now. They are. They're great. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm excited. I like it when books live up to the hype. And I always think I was in an airport recently and I saw one of the Suzanne Collins prequels in a airport bookstore, and I'm like, I feel like that's how you're like, you've really made it, is you're in the airport bookstore, because their selection is, their inventory is so limited that they can only house like the hot stuff. So good. I hope you're enjoying those. It feels great to be immersed in something. It feels really great to be immersed in something like that. I've been reading The Magus by John Fowles, which is a speculative fiction. I'm going to call it speculative fiction, maybe fantasy novel from the 1970s. I'd heard a lot of very interesting things about it. I had heard that it was very trippy, very meta, and I'm really enjoying the writing of that. So I'm reading that. I also just got a copy of Victor Laval's Lone Women, which I'm really excited to open up. I mean, and this cover is just, the cover was just so pretty. I know I'm not supposed to judge a book by it. I'll judge the book when I open it up and read it. How about that? Fantastic. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, Tiffany's here. Hey, Tiffany. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're just settling in. I missed last week, and I don't know if I missed the week before also, but thank you all for your patience with me. It's just been a lot lately. I'm sure I'm sure you're having your own experience of things being a lot. Um, yeah, it's just been so. But thank you for coming back. Thank you for being here. I am very happy to see you. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, you know what? Maybe I will try to jump in and write a little bit of Girl in Space. Again, I'm gonna just hold up my pile. Those are the pages that I'm currently working on. The rest are in this giant teal binder by my side that you don't need to see. Hey, Pinball Princess is here. Welcome. Oh, Yes. Pinball Princess, yes, says, I got the chapter by chapter, page by page book that everyone's reading. Figured better late than never to accumulate more books about creating and maybe actually using them to create. That is, I'm really glad you brought this up. I have been, so this is Page by Page by Heather Sellers, and I have been reading, so I haven't been reading a chapter every day, but I have been doing an exercise every day. And she has in this book at the end of each chapter, um, she has a little exercise. There we go. And the thing with this book that is different, at least in my experience, because oh boy, do I have a lot of creativity books, is she encourages you, and she says this multiple times, you actually have to do the exercises if you want to get anything out of this book. Like she just outright says it. She said, she also says that simply reading the exercises, like what you're supposed to do in your head, is not enough. And even thinking through the exercise is not enough. You actually have to write the exercises, you actually have to do them. And I've been doing that. And gosh, you know what? It's been making a difference for me. It's funny how that works. We think that thinking and writing are so similar because they're both ways that we process information. But the way in which we process that information is so different in talking things out versus writing them. And so for me, writing through these exercises has been remarkably different than just reading the exercise and being like, yeah, okay, I see how that could be helpful, and then turning the page. So yeah, Pinball Princess, let us know if you start using it, if you are enjoying it. She does say a couple of somewhat abrasive things, uh, but I think that it is done in service to bettering her audience and helping them to really pushing them to write. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Maybe I will actually do that tonight. I haven't done an exercise today yet for that. I know. Jack Andrews says so many craft books out there I want to read. I can't balance that with all the fiction I want to read too. I know. For me, these craft books. I okay, I'm gonna like I feel like I've done this before, but I've got Rick Rubin. I've got Jeff Vandermeer. I've got writing audio drama. I've got Zen and the Art of Writing. Oh my gosh. Bless you. I've got Words Are My Matter by Ursula Le Guin. Oh my gosh, I have more. This is just one pile that is just handily next to me. I have another pile over on this side. There's an endless number of books on writing as a craft. And I try to read as many of them as I can, but I have found that some of them are the same and some of them are different. Yes. Yeah, Jack Andrews. Yeah, yep. Pinball Princess says the artist way stares at me from my bookshelf. I know. Okay. That one I have on my e-reader because it's not confusing enough to have piles of books everywhere. I also have to have a separate to be read pile on my Kindle. So, that's just how we go. Yeah, KT Etmeyer says, love Ursula Le Guin. Me too. Oh, me too. I'm excited to start. Well, I'm excited to start all of them. Pinball Princess says, I got a similar book called Sketch by Sketch. Oh, because I have the inability to focus on one medium. Being multi-creative is amazing. And I'm really glad that you're doing that. I must do all the things I say as I do none of the things. That's the trick, isn't it? Having all the things right at your fingertips and then doing none of the things. Pinball Princess, how can we encourage you this evening? Hello. Oh, yes. Hello. Welcome. Tiffany says, I would rather be working on my novel, but tonight, script writing for tomorrow's show, interview about how Marvel Studios is moving out of Atlanta. Oh my gosh. Oh, I bet that's a big shakeup. Ooh, yeah. Well, good luck. Good luck. And maybe if you finish early, you can hop onto your novel. Mateo says, I have a complete the storybook. Ooh, when I need a prompt to do. That is fantastic. Prompts can be so, so helpful. Yeah, I also didn't realize that Heather Sellers had written a craft book. Oh, good. Oh, Pinball. Oh, Pinball Princess says, I think just being here is helping. I'm unboxing the books now. Yes. Yes. Oh, this is what I love to see. Good. Fine. Very well and fine. I apologize if I seem a little tired and or scattered. It's because I'm feeling a little tired and or scattered. But as always, I am really grateful to be here with you, and I'm really excited to jump into doing some reading slash writing slash creating slash knitting slash sketching slash whatever else along with you this evening. If you've never been to one of these before, hello and welcome. I'm Sarah, and I try to keep the space open and warm and welcoming. It is a space and time set aside for you to dig into whatever creative project has been scratching at your brain. So good. Fantastic. The way this works is basically I go ahead and I mute myself and I'll take the chat off the screen. So this will go away so as not to be distracting. And then we write for a big chunk of time. I know that and we've talked about this maybe a little bit, shorter sprints for me are a little bit difficult. So I have ADHD, and so this seems like counterintuitive, but it's actually really difficult for me to get into something if I know I'm only going to be in it for a little while. So I do a little bit of a longer sprint here. So we're actually going to be going for an hour and 15 minutes. And I will be checking the chat during that time. So if anything comes up for you, if you have any questions, if you end up struggling with anything, if you run into any literal or figurative brick walls, let us know in the chat and we'll walk you through it. We'll talk you through it. Um, but yeah, otherwise, are people ready to get started? I am ready and excited to write. All right. Well, again, the chat will remain here, just not directly on the screen. So I'm going to move that. As you can see here, we are writing until 8:45 p.m. Central. So that is, oh boy, 9:45 p.m. Eastern, 6:45 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, I think I got that. And then whatever, I know some of you are in the UK and Australia, so whatever time that ends up being for you, please make note. All right. Are we ready? Okay. All right, I'm going to mute myself and like I said, I'll be here and if you need anything, I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but if you need encouragement, if you need a gentle nudge forward, please do let us know. All right, let's get to it. Hello, everyone. I would like to welcome you to Gently Return. How are people feeling? How was your creative session? And if you didn't do anything creative, I would argue you probably did. Whether it is reading or doodling or drawing or baking muffins or whatever it was, or even if you did some writing. This is good creative time. This is good unwinding time. Writing is just another facet of how we live. And a lot of the things that we do to live are a facet of our writing. So, with that being said, how are you all doing? Oh, thank you. Mateo says, welcome back. Welcome back to you as well. Oh, Mateo says it was great. I wrote 562 words. Heck yes. Oh my gosh. Congrats. Yes. How about the rest of you? Jack Andrews says, somewhat slow going, but some progress. Good. 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 I love to hear it. 0805 says, I got some done, but most of the time I was making dinner. Totally legit. Totally and perfectly legit. I ate a whole bag of Sour Patch Kids and I did some journaling. And then I did a little bit of coloring. I have my colored pencils here. So it sounded like a good thing to do. But yeah. Yeah, how about other folks? Ooh, Pinball Princess says, I've started the book. So far, I love it. It's matter of fact. Like, I survived the tumult of writing and a long dead period, and you can too. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's fantastic. Yes. I should have asked, did you start page by page or did you start, because we were talking about some other books earlier. I have to anyway. Someone else was reading. Oh, you know what? It was BA who was reading the Dan Brown book. Okay. Fantastic. Good. Well, I'm glad you started it. Yeah, I hope it works for you, I guess. I hope that I don't know, it gives you some meaning and insight into your writing life. Oh, good. Tiffany says almost halfway done with my script for tomorrow. Heck yes. Take a break, take a deep breath, stretch. Yes, BA, how is the Dan Brown novel? I'm very curious. Very curious indeed. Ugh, yeah. So it seems like fairly productive for most people, and I got some good stuff done, and I got some creative art stuff done, and that felt really good. Um, oh, typical Dan Brown, which is a good thing. Yes. That's really good. I enjoy a comfort read. Ooh, this one's set in the Czech Republic. Oh, that's where my, I don't know, ancestors are from. That's where my family is from. So that is wonderful. I hope that it continues to be a delightful ride and ends up being, yeah, a typical Dan Brown novel. Because sometimes we need that. In fact, often we need that. Oh, man. Yeah, I've been reading, I said earlier, I've been reading The Magus by John Fowles, and sometimes I just need to take a break from it and read something that's a little less strenuous. Oh, BA says if you read Origin, then you'll recognize Catherine Solomon. I have only read um, The Da Vinci Code and then Angels and Demons. Oh, okay. That info was made public before the book release, so it's not a spoiler. Pinball Princess. Yes. Oh, that's fantastic. I love a pun. I love a pun. Robert Langdon, check. A bunch of interwoven apocrypha, check. A fascinating history-laden location, check. Very good. Very good. Bonus points for you for the pun. My friends, I am so glad that you were able to be here with us this evening. Even if you didn't feel like saying anything in the chat, that is totally fine. And I completely support that. Yes. Jack Andrews says, top quality pun, love it. Yes, Apocrypha is fun. I agree. I agree. Yeah, Mateo says, I'd imagine H.P. Lovecraft was also a bit strenuous. You know what? Yes. So, as I mentioned very, very slightly before, I'm doing these story club video live streams with my friend Asa. We're doing one tomorrow on The Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. And yes, it was a bit of a strenuous read. Um, so yeah, if you want to, I don't know, hear us discuss the story, neither of us had, I believe, neither of us had read a Cthulhu mythos story before. I don't know if that's right because I've read some Lovecraft. I've read At the Mountains of Madness and I've read Horror at Red Hook and maybe some other things. But yeah, if you want to hear us discuss it, that is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. So that is 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Fill in other time zones as appropriate here. But yeah, the read was strenuous, but I think we're gonna have a really fun discussion about it tomorrow. At least, well, I took a lot of notes. We'll just say that. I have a lot of things to say. And actually, this kind of ties in, I mentioned the horror at Red Hook. Um, Victor Laval, who I just picked up Lone Women, and not just because the beautiful cover. Victor Laval has a really beautiful retelling of the horror at Red Hook. It's called The Ballad of Black Tom, I think, and it is supremely worth a read. It is supremely worth a read. It was one of my favorite books the year that I read it. So yeah. H.P. Lovecraft, horror writers, colored pencils, baking muffins, strenuous reading. It all connects. It all connects. Well, my friends, I have been sitting on the floor a lot today. If this was your first time here, I hope you had a cozy creative time. I'm Sarah. I do these live streams, or I try to, every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Central. And yeah, just kind of here writing. You're welcome to bring whatever projects you're working on. You're welcome to stay for as long or as little as you like. These are super casual, no obligation. I would love to see you back here another week. I also do okay, I'm going to get this right. Wednesdays and Thursdays, I do Story Club with my friend Asa, where we read a short story, sci fi and horror. Alternating. Again, that's Wednesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Central. And then Fridays, I've moved up the evening right along to a little bit earlier. That's at noon on Fridays, noon Central, I think. Yes, that sounds right. Noon Central on Fridays. If you'd like to join me for some writing sprints on Friday, and I've been doing those with Asa as well, and you can find that on both of our channels on YouTube, and you can find it if you're watching on Twitch. It's also here on Twitch. So if you want to join me for any of that, you are welcome to. I would love to have you. I know it is a nice cover, Mateo. It's gorgeous. Oh, and I don't know if it's just I love the colors and I love even I'm trying to line it up. There we go. Like it even has an old-timey price sticker on it and I don't know. I'm excited to read it. So hopefully I'll be able to get to that soon. But yeah, definitely recommend. All right. So yeah, I've been streaming a lot today. I'm going to get up off of the floor where I am sitting because of my herniated discs in my back. And I'm going to go lay down and I think maybe I'll just crack open this book. I think I'm going to read this because it sounds delightful and not strenuous and it's exactly what I need right now. So, all All right, friends. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. You make this world a better place, and your creative work also makes the world a better place. Um, whether or not you feel like you can call yourself a writer, whether or not you feel like you have permission to do that, if you write, you are a writer. And so I would like to just extend that to you. Yes, Tiffany says, see you Friday. Um, yes, I am streaming at noon. I don't, at least I think, yeah, streaming at noon with some writing sprints. I'm not sure. I will probably not be able to do the Friday evening session just because of some scheduling stuff. So, yes, I love that. 0805 says, have a good time zone, everyone. I love it. So, yes, wherever you are, morning, afternoon, evening, have a beautiful rest of your day. Yeah. And, if you feel like it, come back to one of these. We'll always be here. And there'll always be space for you. So, all right. I will see you at an upcoming session. Bye for now.